Petitions. Distinguished Senator Ayo Akinye-Lure.
Thank you, Mr. President. Distinguished colleagues, my name remains Senator Ayo Akinye-Lure, representing Ondo Central. Board referred to the Committee on Ethics and public petitions in line with Order 41 and 3, wishes to present to the Senate some petition yet to be laid from the office of the President of the and proceeding to capture the approval for referral. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, it's found below a summary of petition received. Sonny Ogale Ofei against Director General Nigeria Intelligence Agency (NIA) and Director General Office of Director General of Nigeria Intelligence Agency (NIA) and the Department of State Security Service over my incessant harassment and humiliation at any Nigerian border of my name from watch list of DSS and NIA henceforth. 2. Obasa Masood Yusuf and 2 others against Central Bank and the law firm of Chief Chancellor and the law firm of Chief Chancellor Wesuyi Odosuwa, SN and Co. for injustice, oppression, and professional misconduct. 3. Julius Akitui and Olubamigbe Fajemisi on behalf of NDIC. A passionate appeal for intervention and payment of Africa Bank PLC Mainstream Bank Limited outstanding retirement benefits. Number 4, Chief Elijah O. Adeogun against Chief Oweye and 4 others. A petition of Save My Soul, threat to my life and lives of my family, unlawful invasion of my residence at Araromi, Ikeshiota, by known and police brutality to forsake my life, and malicious damage of my property against Chief Oweye of Obasaya, aka Allahu and their courts. Finally, Mr. President, King Solomon Olabi against Kamaruddin Lamina and 17 others. An urgent appeal for your intervention to save Mr. President, most respected district colleagues, to the best of my knowledge, none of the above to lay the above before the Senate for official referral to the committee for further legislative action. I so move, Mr. President.
The petitioner seeking any judicial remedy.
None of them, Mr. President.
You may lay the petitions, please. on ethics, privileges, and public petitions report by within 4 weeks. Any more petitions? Petition, very distinguished Senator Gesham Stephen Bas Eribes.
Thank you, Mr. President. Joshua Mbasi, Cross River South. Mr. President, I have a question. To my knowledge, there are no judicial remedies being sought. May I lay the petition?
Please, have you read? Is the petitioner seeking any judicial remedy?
No, Mr. President.
You may lay the petition, please. About within 4 weeks. Any more petitions? Leader of the Senate. Leader of the Senate.
The first business of the day is the presentation of a House bill standing in my name on the Energy Commission of Nigeria Act. Cap E10 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, repeal and 22.
Distinguished senators, Nigeria 2004 Repeal and Reenactment Bill 2022 HB 243, first reading.
Energy Commission of Nigeria Act. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues, the second business of the day is the presentation of an executive bill standing in my name on the Electoral Act
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Electoral Act 2022, Amendment Bill 2022, SB 952.
2022 Amendment Bill 2022, SB 952, first reading. Amendment being sought for the Electoral Act 2022. The Federal High Court in Abuja on Monday, that was yesterday, the Attorney General of the Federation and the Senate President from tampering with the newly amended Electoral Act 2022. The judge, Judge Inyan Eko, in a ruling on an ex parte application by the Opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, of law. Specifically, the court restrained President Muhammad Buhari, the Attorney General of the Federation, and of course the National Assembly in the suit from removing Section 8. It's very necessary to talk of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Our governance system is based on the presidential system of government, where there's clear-cut separation of powers. And I mean separation and exercise of powers. The judiciary, under no circumstance, can stop the legislature, the National Assembly, from performing its venture into what the judiciary does. The judiciary should understand that we have our processes. If the president rises to the National Assembly to request for an amendment, that is within his competence. And it is for the National Assembly to decide whether it agrees with the request of Mr. President or not. But to say that we cannot consider it is to ask for what is not there to be given. And I believe that members of this National Assembly know their work, know their onions, and will do what is right. So I find it necessary to mention that so that we clarify why we are doing what we are doing today. Because allow me to finish this thing, please. We are not doing anything outside of the law. Whether it is Mr. President or indeed any Nigerian who feels very strongly whether the amendment passes or not is another matter, but it is within our exclusive right to consider whatever request we receive from Nigerians, either through the executive arm of government or through our colleagues, members, private members bill. Point of order, the distinguished Senator Gabriel Susam.
Totally that the court cannot stop us from making laws. But Mr. President, the problem
distinguished Senator Gabriel Susam, I want to protect you, but it appears you are going into a very slippery order so that our police are guided. If there is protest there, we can take another person.
Mr. President, Senator Ike Kweremadu call point of order, not me. I raised my hand. The problem with the letter the President sent was that there was a part of it that interpreted the law. And I think that is the only part that the court can act on, because he said that the law we made is ultraviolet the Constitution, which is not his responsibility. And I think to that extent, the court can comment on that one, but not on the fact that we are making law.
Yes, thank you very much. Any such part in the presidential communication, how does that have anything to do with the National Assembly? We didn't say it. Why should they say we shouldn't do anything? We are not joining in interpretation.
President, very distinguished colleagues, I'm coming under
Order 52.5. 52.5. It says of the Senate prejudice the interest of the parties thereto. Having said that, Mr. President, let me just go back a bit. At the time we're expecting the president.
Which order did you read?
When we are waiting for the president to send the electoral, the president will sign, and then we'll commit ourselves to amending that section. Mr. President, I also offered to help in redrafting it. Now we have a situation where this morning you've told us no matter how wrong it is, our responsibility as individuals and citizens is to respect it. The argument you have raised is what we are going to raise in response.
Your Excellency, the former DSP, let me read that order you cited first. Then I will prejudice the interests of parties thereto. And in my opinion, this has nothing to do with
that as a legislator and as a responsible one for that matter, and you as the presiding officer, you've raised this issue that you are aware of a pending court decision, you are aware of an order. I think the argument you have raised is valid, but this one will present in court to discharge that order. We cannot sit and appeal here or appeal on a matter that's already been given an order in court. So I think that we should, for our lawyers, to go and discharge the order instead of sitting here and then we say that we are disobeying court order. It's not good for us, it's not good for our system. That is calling for
when either arm of government decides to go into the exclusive preserve of the other. If the judiciary wants to come into the legislature and decide when we sit and when we don't, then there's anarchy. If the judiciary will simply say we are not to consider this and that, and we obey those kind of rulings, that's anarchy, because it's emasculating the legislature, and that's not supposed to be. Should please help us develop this democracy, because this arm of government is the least developed, and if we allow this kind of rulings, we may end that judicial pronouncement will not stop us from doing what is right, what is our work here. Thank you very much. Leader of the Senate.
Today, the presentation of a bill standing in the name of the distinguished Senator Oji Uzokalu on the National Tax Crimes Commission Establishment Bill 2022. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the clerk.
Distinguished senators, National Tax Crime Commission Establishment Bill 2022
151 first reading taken. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues, The fourth business of the day is the presentation of our bill standing in the name of distinguished Senator for Glass Development and Training. A bulk order on those states Establishment Bill 2022. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
Clerk of the Senate.
And Training Igbo Coda Ondo State Establishment Bill 2022 SB 9
Order on Ondo State Establishment Bill 2022 SB 953 first reading. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, my bill and 3 Amendment Bill 2022. Mr. President, I wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, for first reading.
Child's Right Act 2003 Amendment Bill
Distinguished colleagues, the first order of the day is abortion standing. Commission, I would like to read the motion.
You may proceed. Please.
The Federal College of Education Bill, Taraba State Establishment Bill was passed by the National Assembly and was transmitted. Critical analysis of the bill by Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief. Senate is aware that a technical committee of the Senate and House of Representatives and the Directorate of Legal Services met and reworked the bill, relying on Senate resolve to rescind its decision on the bill as passed and recommit the same to the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to second.
Distinguished colleagues, those in favor, in support of the recommendation
Move that Senate resolves to the Committee of the Whole to consider the recommittal of
Do result to the Committee of the Whole to consider the recommittal of the. I so second.
distinguished colleagues, those in favor of the Hall to consider the report clause by clause say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Distinguished colleagues, this is 3, 4, and 5 Stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Those who vote at clause 6, powers of the council, on page 4. And clause 10. Those who vote at clause 11, deputy provost, on page 8. Clause 12. Clause 13, clause 14, clause 15. Stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Clause 18, clause 19, and clause 20. Stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say that clause 21. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Those who vote at the interpretation, stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Those who vote at the schedule on page 15, stands part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Those who vote at the explanation, those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Of the Senate.
Mr. President, my highly
after 23, the listening of the clauses jumped to 25. Instead of short title should be 24. I didn't see it, yeah? No, 14. I don't have 14. I don't have 14, the paper given to me.
So that's where reports progress. I told you.
But you know the consequence.
The minority leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I saw
Thank you. Distinguished colleagues, those in favor of the motion that the Senate reverse the plenary for the child report progress, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The Senate and the Committee of the Whole considered and approved as follows. Long title as recommended. Clause 1 to 23 as recommended. Interpretation as recommended. Short title as recommended.
Mr. President, my highly respected and distinguished colleagues,
You didn't know when the deputy left. Okay. Thank you. Those in favor that this bill be now read the third time, say aye. Those against, say nay. The Senate. Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to provide for the establishment
A bill for an act for the establishment of the Federal College of Education Mutumbiu, Taraba State, and for related matters 2022, third reading taken, and the bill is passed. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, the second order of the day is the second reading of the Fire Hazard and Safeguard Bill 2022. Mr. President, you may wish to invite distinguished Senator Agasham Henry Bass to move the motion for the bill to be read the second time.
Permit me to lead the debate on this very essential bill that seeks to provide for a mandatory incorporation of fire safety devices into building plans and the issuance of fire safety of November 2019. Distinguished colleagues, the basic intent of this bill is to ensure that public and private buildings are inspected by fire officers and certificates of compliance to fire safety are issued when there is satisfaction. One, Nigeria experienced severe fire incidents leading to 79 deaths out of 68 fires recorded in 18 months. 31 of these recorded fires and losses. 31 of these recorded fires and losses are being counted. Statistics from the Federal